Hi, my name is Elise. I am your yoga coach here on Balance Body and Beyond. Thank you for joining me today for a full body, head to toe yoga practice. We will stretch, we will strengthen, and we will put in all our yoga postures that make us feel good, refreshed, and renewed. Without further ado, roll out your mat and let's begin. Taking child's pose to start. And if you haven't done much to work out or move yet, not work out, because that's what we're about to do, we're going to begin moving our body, rocking our hips front to back. So right away, our bodies are signaled to turn on the muscles. You can tuck your toes under and rock, and then you can point your feet. I like to always tuck my toes under to start, to stretch through the bottoms of my feet. And through this movement, my body knows, all right, something is about to happen. Now let's rock back and hold our child's pose. Now maybe your forehead doesn't touch the mat, but you're going to lower it as close as you can. You can let your elbows relax down onto the mat. Take some big breaths here. Unwind, untangle your thoughts. And if you're experiencing any tightness in your lower back, try to breathe right into those tight areas. Be patient. The more you can relax, almost play dead, if you will. Allow your body to sink heavily into the mat. And slowly we're going to glide our body weight forward back to our palms and our knees. And we're going to do a little cat-cow here, round the back, look to your toes. Then inhale, look up. And I just want you to kind of get this motion from rounding spine to lengthening spine. And then we're going to add in circles. I'll coach you through it. So it's going to look like this, spinal circles, if you will. You're going to round your back and begin shifting your body weight into a circle. Then you'll kind of come into cat pose, round your back, and then cat pose. So you'll tuck your tailbone under as you round, and you're kind of circling the spine side to side. Keep your gaze at your fingertips so your head stays in alignment with your spine. Try changing directions. And I have a little bend to my elbow. Yeah. It's a little combination of cat-cow, spinal circles. If that doesn't work with you, you can just stay with cat-cow. Right? Or maybe you just kind of want to rock your hips in a circular pattern. That might feel nice too. Right? The key here from me to you is do what feels good. All right, and then pause. We'll stay on our knees and take our arms overhead. Big stretch. Interlock your fingers. Press your palms up to the ceiling. Oh, I'm looking at my tree. Leaves are budding. Take a side stretch. And then switch. Awesome. Good. And back to the center. We're going to sweep our arms back, airplane arms, bowing, forehead to the mat. Inhale, lift up, push your hips forward, open up through your chest. And we'll do that a few more times. Hip hinge, bow. Inhale, lift. Good. One more time. Up and hold. We're going to take our hands to the mat. And we're gonna set up bird dog. We'll warm up our core a little bit. Send your right leg straight back, and then your left arm reaches forward. Draw your belly in. And we're gonna try to circle through both the shoulder and the hip. So don't overthink it. Just getting some motion through the shoulder and hip. Change directions, right? Often our biggest stop is us, right? We overthink it and then we're like, oh no, it's not perfect, it's not right. So we just kind of stop. But please don't do that. Doesn't seem right, doesn't seem like what I'm doing or I'm cueing. Just move, just move. That's the name of the game. Pause, and let's try that on the other side. If you just want to try the arm or just the leg, you can as well. Let's try that circle, see what happens. Oh, I'm not feeling very coordinated today. We'll see how we put it together. Can you change directions of your circle? Spring is happening here in Pennsylvania. I cut the grass for the first time yesterday. Good, one more and hold. All right, hands and knees down. Come on up again, and this time we're gonna step our left leg forward, but you're gonna step just onto the edge of the mat. So we've got this angle for our hip to give a little more freedom. Then as you bring your hands down, you're just gonna kind of rock into that hip. And you'll notice with that foot a little wider, it'll just give you a little better access. So little rocks, just to begin loosening up through your hip. Bellies are drawn in, spines are long. One more little rock. Good. Then you keep your foot there, come up, and you're gonna angle your body just a little bit off onto a diagonal. And then we'll take a little hip flex or stretch from this position. Good, and again, you can move a little bit. Let's see how that feels. Try to tuck your tailbone under a bit so you're not throwing a big arch in your lower back. Okay, we're just trying to loosen up right now. Good, both knees down, and we'll try that then. Take the right leg just off the edge of your mat so your hips are open. Take your hands down and rock into your hip. You might even take your foot farther off the mat, widening the hips a little bit more, getting access to the stretch. You can rock side to side, work through your hip capsule joint. Trust your instincts. All right, come on up. And then you're gonna rotate. Put your hands on your thigh maybe. I like to tuck my toe under here. This might be uncomfortable on your knee. If that is the case, you can put padding under your knee. Sometimes you can fold your mat. I've showed that in previous videos. Or just move to a position that is a little nicer for your knee. Excellent. All right, both knees down, and we are going to set up our high plank. So hands on mat. Good. Holding your high plank. Draw your belly in, relax your shoulders, and we're going to take down dog. Let's pedal out our feet. Spread your toes, shift your weight. Look under one arm and then the other. Yep. Oh, I don't know if you can hear the birds in the background, but they are chirping loud. It's a beautiful sound. Good. And then we'll hold our downward dog. We're going to bring our hands a little closer together. And once your hands are closer together, you're going to walk your feet outside your hands. We're going to take this wide positioning, straddling our hands. Good. And then take your hands, interlock them behind you, push your knuckles up to the ceiling, and then you're gonna sway side to side. Do a little wider stance, which will allow you to sway a little more comfortably. Let your head just hang. Take some big breaths in and out of your nostrils. I love that. Hold in the center. Drop your fingertips to the mat. And in this wider stance, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Arms coming overhead, big stretch up. We'll join our feet together, palms together, pointer fingers to the ceiling. Take a little side bend here. We did this from our knees. Now we'll take another side bend standing. And then switch. And center. Now you're going to take your arms back behind you like we did on our knees. Airplane arms, bend, drop your chest to your thighs, and then inhale, lift up. Right? Just the identical movement pattern we did on our knees. Right? We took a bow, bringing our forehead to the mat. We broadened through the front of the body. Yep. But now we've just incorporated more leg power. Your toes are pointing forward. Your feet are parallel to one another. Knees are bending. Hips are flexing. We got one more of these. Inhale, lift up, hold. You're going to circle your arms overhead, loose from your midsection. Rib rolls, if you will. Very similar to our spinal circles. Change directions. Spinal mobility, that's the name of the game here. And then pause, fingers reach up. Let's bring our arms forward for chair pose. Shifting your weight back, hips down, belly drawn in, long spines. Gaze into your fingertips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down. Let's settle into this forward fold for a moment. Let your head hang heavily. Pull your chin in. See if you can look to the back of your mat. Right, the little small space between your legs. You should be able to peek through. Yeah. Inhale, half lift. And as we fold, we're going to send our left leg behind us. So with this left leg behind us, we're going to do a little sequence. You're in a lunge, and then you're going to let the back knee come down, and then you're going to walk your hands back for a hamstring stretch. And you're going to walk your hands forward, and then reset your lunge. Okay, we'll do this a handful of repetitions. Your choice to stay in one of these stretches longer. If you're really craving that hamstring stretch today, stay in the hamstring stretch longer. Right, once you're here, you could even reach for your foot. You could add a little twist. We're going to all return to our hamstring stretch together. We all, you, me, and anybody else watching our video. Back knee drops. Inhale, lift up. You're going to slide your right leg off to the side of the mat. So my right leg is straight, the sole of my foot is flat, and I'm going to take my fingers to my temples from here. You're going to do a little side bend. And then you're going to rotate chest towards floor. Then look forward and come back up. Good, so working the waistline a little bit with this side bend and rotation. We're going to try doing 4 all together. Really push the sole of your right foot down into the floor, grounding down. Come up and hold. Let's take both hands to the mat. We'll take the stretch here with this leg out. Push your hips back. You might even bring your elbows down. See how that feels? You could walk your hands closer to the straight leg. Perfect. Hands come back onto mat. If they migrated off, rock your body weight forward. The straight leg is going to move behind us and then bend the knee. And we'll do little donkey kick pulses here. This will help strengthen the booty. Get little pulses. Feel that work. Really nice. Hold. Now you're going to tuck your right knee behind the left knee. So your legs are crossed, and then we'll push back, and I'm moving off on a diagonal for a stretch. It's a little diagonal stretch here. So my hands are reaching to the right, my hips are pushing back to the left. Now, just an idea, you might move your hands to the left and push your hips to the right, and that will feel very different. They're both great stretches. See which one works for you better. And maybe you come up with something else on your own. We're going to recenter, rock our body weight forward, untangle the legs, step your feet back, and we're in high plank. From high plank, we're going to move to downward dog. Look to your toes. And I'm going to walk my feet forward. Some of you might decide to jump the feet forward. I'll let you be the decider of that one. Inhale, half lift. We're going to fold down and then just take the right leg back. So shifting our right leg back, we're in our low lunge, and we'll move between our low lunge and our hamstring stretch. So rocking back and then rocking forward. Take your time. Now, some of you might not get your hips all the way back to your foot. That's not the goal. That's not the goal at all. The goal is to listen to your body and find out what's available to you. What's available to you for this stretch? You might be here, right? You might be at that twist. What's available to you today might not have been available yesterday, and it might not be available tomorrow. So let's just be present and see how we manage right now. We're all going to meet up in our lunge. Good. All right, then we'll come to our knee. Arms come overhead. Send your left leg out to the side. Press the sole of that left foot flat, fingers at temples, and we're only going to do 4, so take your time with the hinge. Feel the lateral flexion of your spine. Rotate, untwist, and then come back up. Long, deep breaths. Right, we just want to avoid holding our breath. If you're moving faster than me, you might get an extra 1 in. If you're moving slower than me, you may not get all 4. This will be my last one. It's all good. And then let's take our hand down. Push your hips back a little. You might walk your hands closer to the extended leg. So many choices. Hands come onto the mat. Pick up this straight leg, send it behind you. Bend your knee, think about your posture and your form, and begin to pulse. And I say think about your posture and form because you don't want to sag at the belly. Draw your belly in and try to balance between all 3 of these points. You're not leaning to one side. That sunshine coming down on me. Oh my gosh, feels magical. I'm still recovering from the frozen tundra this winter. Hold. Now let's tuck the left leg behind the right and then work your hips back. Now you can push your hips to the right and try out your hands moving to the left. That's going to feel very different than moving your hands across to the right side and pushing your hips back to the left. Try them both, see what you like. I like them both. This particular movement right here though, this just gives me this great stretch right here in my lower back to the left of my spine, and that is what I need today. All right, walk your hands onto the mat, untangle yourself. Let's sit up our high plank. Hold here. Now in this high plank, let's just spice it up a little bit. We're going to take alternating foot taps off the mat. So catching a little bit more core here. You can work from your knees to dilute the movement. Right? So you would just do something like this. Still very effective in strengthening your core. Meet your body where it's at right now. That's the name of the game. Hold here. Downward dog. I'll confess, I had a choice to do this video or go work on my taxes. Yes, it is March 31st and time is running out. I'll get there. I'll get there. Walk your feet forward. But I'm telling you, yoga is a whole lot nicer than taxes, in my opinion. Have you done your taxes yet? Oh, we got 2 weeks yet. Slowly lift halfway up. Lengthen out your spine. Well done. Exhale, fold. And reverse swan dive. Ooh, chair pose. Extend your arms out. Shift your hips back and down. Join your palms together. We'll do a little T-spine rotation here. Take your arm out to the side. Look back behind you. And then scoop the arm down. Join your palms together. Try it on the other side. Open. And sweep. Good. Reach those fingers in opposite directions. Stretch them out. One more. Hold here. Big sweep up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. And when we fold, we'll send our left leg back. You're in your long, low lunge. We're going to rise up into a standing lunge. Are you with me? And from our standing lunge, we're going to move into warrior two. So you're going to pivot your back foot and set up warrior two. Awesome. So we're going to be confident in our warrior two here, stretching our arms out, loading this front leg with our knee right over our ankle. Now we are going to move from this warrior two position to a nice stretch. You're going to straighten your front leg, and then you're going to try to dip your hands down to the mat and maneuver your body to get your hips as low as you can and pick up your toes. Now that is a lot of distance. Upstairs, all the way down to the basement. So let's try that again. Warrior two, push off your hands, and then come on downstairs, and let's get low in this stretch. Now this might not be for you. Maybe you look something like this, warrior two, and just a little shift back, right? Or warrior two, and just straightening your front leg. So find what works for you. Anything in between. Anything in between. More advanced yogis could take this to a bind. You might go hands free. Right, but in most of my practices, I'm not going to do anything super crazy, super advanced. I really want for my audience just to move, to find access, to discover new things their body might be able to do. Let's come to warrior two and hold. Take your left hand to your leg, start leaning back, and we're gonna just slide that hand back towards our knee. And use this hand to support you a little bit so you can trust leaning back a little bit more. Yes. Warrior two, keep that front knee bent. Straighten your front leg, and let's glide ourselves into triangle pose, reaching forward, side hinging down. Gaze lifts to your top hand. Phenomenal. We're going to come down to our low lunge where we began. You're going to send both feet back. And our core strengthening, we're going to plug in. We're going to drop to our knees and drop to the right forearm. As we set up a side plank, this is going to be a side plank clam. So you're going to push your knees back, knees are stacked. And just for now, see what you can do to lift your hips. So this will be part of our clam sequence. You might tuck your elbow more under your shoulder. Now, if you can, lift your arm and lift your leg at the same time. Now, maybe you just lift your leg and keep your hips on the mat. Right? So maybe you're just doing this leg lift, or keep your feet together and just clam, right? Anything in between. But the full-on movement would be something like this. Very effective in strengthening the muscles around the hip, strengthening our core muscles, strengthening the underside of the body, and you really are getting some shoulder work here as well. And I am sure you are feeling that by this point. One more. Did you forget all about that Warrior Two sequence? Roll onto your belly, and we'll take Sphinx pose, chest up. Do some reaches here, take some pressure off your shoulder. Big reach, open through your chest. And if your arm doesn't reach quite out that far, you just take it as far as it's willing to go. Well done. Go ahead and place your palms onto the mat, chest down, push up into a high plank, exhale into down dog. Option always to take child's pose. Let's just settle into this down dog or child's pose for a moment. Regroup. Good stuff. Walk your feet forward. Pausing here. Let's wrap our arms behind our legs. Give ourselves a big hug into our legs. Chin to chest. Oh, love that. Drop your fingertips to your toes. Inhale, half lift. As you come back down, send your right leg behind you. We're in our low lunge. We're not going to stay here long. Pushing through both feet. Let's rise up. Standing lunge. Get your wits about you. And then we'll move into Warrior Two. Pivot your back foot flat. Send your arms out wide. Good. So you're reaching. Chest up. And then we're going to try to move. Straighten your front leg. Maybe that's as far as you go. Maybe get your hands all the way down. Work into that stretch. We're going to try to keep the right heel down. Push back up. And Warrior Two. And each posture you come into might look a little different. You might place your hands differently. You might stay here a little bit. You might need to reorganize your feet, spread your toes a little bit, take your feet wider. Try it all. Right? It's like trying on clothes. What you first get off the rack before you go into the dressing room may not fit. You may have to try a couple different styles, different sizes, and that's all we're doing here in our yoga practice, trying different styles. different variations. Okay, let's stay in warrior two. Drop your back hand to your leg, and I'm going to use this back arm for support. As I lift my left arm up, I gaze to my tree above my head. I take this big stretch. And I'm loading my front thigh, my front knee is bent. I feel that work. Warrior two to reset. Relax, shoulders down. I don't know if you just saw that. I took a big breath and my shoulders just slid down my spine. Okay, straighten your front leg. Let's prepare for triangle. Reach and side hinge, cartwheel your way down. Turn your head, look to your top hand. I'll tend to get a little crack in my lower back on this particular side when I take triangle. Interesting how different one side of the body is to the other. Let's take our low lunge. And as much as you might hope that I forget about that side plank clam, I'm not going to forget about it. Take both feet back behind you and then just roll onto your left hip. Set your forearm down, pull your knees back. So there's one straight line from your shoulder, hip to your knees. Let's just practice picking up the hips. Now you can use this right hand on the mat to kind of help you do that hip lift. And maybe you keep it there the whole time. If not, bring it up and then we'll add the leg. Yeah, so just make sure that if your arm is extended up, it's a straight line from your shoulder to your hand. It will help you if this bottom elbow is directly under your shoulder. So you might need to tuck that elbow closer to your body. We got a lot of these, so hang on. Option to leave your hips on the mat. Just a ginormous strengthening exercise. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Rolling onto our belly. So we had done Sphinx pose before. You can try that, or you can come into Cobra, palms on mat. Lift your chest. Good. And then from there, we're going to take our arms out on a diagonal. So my arms are over the corners of my mat, and we're going to row and then reach. I'm going to point my toes. So every time I row, I'm going to lift one leg, straight leg up, and then out. Switch legs, straight leg lift, and then out. So we're going to strengthen the back side of our body, expand through the chest. Big breaths. Making progress. Progress is a good thing. One more. And hold. Take your palms to the mat. Pull your elbows in tight. Tuck your toes under. Push up into a high plank. How'd that feel? Awesome job. Down dog. I know we've done a lot of down dogs. I'm going to do one more short leg sequence. I'm going to have you pick your right leg up in the air. Bend your right knee. Let's peel our hips open first. Take a little stretch here. Look under your right arm. Straighten your right leg. We're going to step through for warrior one, placing our foot right between our hands or just where the right hand was. Warrior one. Excellent job. So, from our knees and from chair pose, and now from warrior one, we are going to take airplane arms with a bow and then arms up, right? It goes to show you that you can take multiple body positions and mix it in with a similar upper body pattern and vice versa. 2 more. Up and hold. Strong warriors. Let's just stay here. Strengthen, strengthen, strengthen. We're going to take a twist, both hands on the left hip, look over your shoulder. Doesn't mean you straighten your front leg. We are just twisting. From here, I just want you to take your left arm forward, and then you're going to take your right arm back. So we did this T-frame earlier in chair pose. We've just now incorporated it into our warrior one legs. Awesome. Arms overhead. You see how it's done. Both hands to the mat. Step both feet back. Hold your plank. Lower your chest down. Point your toes. You can lift for cobra or up dog. A little transition here. Down dog. We're going to bring our left leg up in the air now. Bend your left knee and then peel the hips open. Look under your left arm. Ooh la la. Big breaths. Full body yawn. Straighten your left leg. Step through for warrior one. Doesn't have to be pretty. You might need to make several adjustments once you get here. But your back foot's pushing flat. Your front toes pointing forward and your knee is aligning with that. All right, let's do those airplane arms, knuckles to ceiling, bow, long spines. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, up. Hopefully that feels nice. Can we do 2 more? I might be doing an extra one on this side, but I'll just roll with it. Arms up and hold. And then let's add that twist. Start with both hands on the left hip. Turn your head, look over your shoulder. I'm peeking at George. He's right behind the camera on the other side of the door, just snoozing away. It's good to be a dog. Take your right arm out and then take your left arm behind you. So it's that T-frame arm just loaded in warrior one. Outstanding. Reset, arms up, hands down, both feet back. Let's go through our flow, chest down, cobra to up dog to down dog. Let's walk our hands back to our feet. Hands to feet, hands to feet. That's it. Slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. And arms come alongside our body. We just do a little bit of balance work. I'm going to face you for today. And we are going to start with a quadricep stretch. If you can reach for your left foot and just go knee to knee. Okay. If you want to hold on to something, you can arrange yourself somewhere else. You can hold on, that's fine. Good. Let's try it on the other side. Standing quadricep stretch, not morphing it into dancer's pose. Just taking that quadricep stretch. That's plenty of balance. Ooh, my foot's between 2 boards. Good. Tuck your tailbone under. When you tuck your tailbone under and point this knee straight down, you're just going to feel that stretch right up through the hip flexor, psoas. It's a nice one. Both feet down. Just take our arms out comfortably. We're gonna lift our knee up, whoa, and then open wide to tap your toe, lift your knee up, and then come back down. We're gonna just commit to this side. So let's just really settle into this left side. I'm talking to myself. Settle into this left side, up and over. So hip mobility, balance, straight leg tap, and come back in. Really helps to spread your toes, work through that foundational foot. One more. Ooh, right, try not to lean away from that moving leg. All right, settle in. I'm gonna try to get on one board here of my deck. And start by just picking up your heel and shift your weight into this right side. So let's try lifting, tapping. Right, when I say tap, I'm not really unloading into this foot. My toes are finding the ground, so point of reference, but I'm never really unloading. Now, certainly, if you need to unload, you do it. If you need to hold on, you hold on. If you need to shrink your range, you shrink your range. Find what's available to your body today. One more. All right, let's go ahead and have a seat. We've come a long way. We're gonna lay flat on our backs. And laying flat on our back, I'm gonna shut my eyes because that sun's coming right down onto me. Your knees are bent, the soles of your feet are on the mat. We're gonna make our figure 4. So I'm crossing my right ankle over my left thigh. I'm gonna push my right knee away. So if you start there, straight arm, pushing your knee away, then try lifting your hips. So I'm gonna keep my hand on my knee and just keep that leg from coming in. So I maintain that hip open position. The standing balance work we just did was a great prep to come down and do our hip lift from our figure 4 position. So let's come up and hold the figure 4. Now, if you want to bring both arms down because it helps you balance better, that's fine. Actively push the right knee down, and we'll do some small pulses here, strengthening through the left hip in our single leg bridge. Okay, keep your hips up, and let's just switch this out. Cross the left ankle over, and then take your left hand, push that knee away. And then let's go up and down. So the key is here to keep that leg away. Now you might need the stability of the left hand coming down onto the mat. I get that. But if you don't need it, you can join me. You might find you want to pull your right heel in closer to your hip to get more height to that bridge. You can try that on, see how that fits. Again, it's not one size fits all. That is not the way we roll, or that's not the way I roll in my yoga practice. Lift and hold. You can take both arms down and small pulses. Right? I just want everyone to feel successful. I want everyone to find their own connection to their yoga practice. I want people to believe in themselves and challenge themselves and try something new. All right, hold, untangle, lower the hips down, and let's draw the knees into our chest. Wrap your arms behind your legs. You can give a little rock side to side. Bring your knees together. We're going to take a supine spinal twist as we cool down. Both legs will move to the right. And your arms stretch out. There's our T-frame arms. Remember our T-frame arms? We did it standing in chair pose. We did it in Warrior One, and now we're doing it laying flat on our back. You could take one of your hands and push down on this top leg if you want. I kind of like that. And then I kind of rock my hips back a little bit. You can't see it, I can just feel it. But oh my, that does give me a nice stretch in my lower back. That might not be your experience. You may have such a different experience than me. And that's good. And that's what I love to hear from you guys. So if you're having a different experience in a stretch, please shoot a comment. Let me know. Do you find another way to do something? I'd love to hear from you. Try liking the legs the other way. Same thing. Stack the knees. Reach your arms out. Right, so if your knees are going to the left, you can turn your head and look to the right. You can use your left hand to push down on that top leg. Again, this was so much better than doing taxes, but that's got to happen tonight. I'm going to find so many other things to do instead of taxes, but eventually I'll have to do it. We all have to do it. Death and taxes. All right, bring your knees up over your hips and then stretch your legs straight out. Let's just focus on this wonderful yoga practice. Arms alongside your body. Oh, I could stay laying in this sunshine for the rest of the afternoon. Relax your facial muscles, maybe a gentle smile on your face. My chickens are also staring at me. I'm surprised they haven't started cawing during our practice. They went out. They'll get there. Everyone gets there. But you have just had such a successful practice. What an accomplishment. Be proud of that. Don't underestimate what you've done. With that, let's roll to the right side of our body. And then from this side position, we're going to push up into a seated position. And if you haven't had enough, there's so many more videos on my channel. So dive in, try something new. Inhale, remember, hit like, hit subscribe, shoot me out a comment. Palms joined together. Thank you so much for being here. Share this with your friends. I will be back again. Namaste, my friends. Have a great day.